Hey everyone, today I have a very exciting first impressions review on the brand new Lorac Pro 3 palette, and also I'm going to be showing you guys a tutorial on the eye look I have on right now and swatches, of course. I'm particularly excited to review this for you guys because if you do not know, I'm obsessed with Lorac eyeshadows. I'm just going to go over the ones that I have in my collection already and just tell you why I love them and why I'm so darn excited about this new palette. So the first one I'm just going to briefly talk about is the Lorac Unzip palette. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous neutral palette, kind of like this one. This is all neutrals. It's just really gorgeous. Highly recommend this one. To me, this formula seems a little bit drier than the Pro eyeshadow formula. They could be the same formula, but for some reason I feel like this is just a little bit drier and a little less creamy and pigmented. It's still very pigmented, but just not as much as the ones, the eyeshadows that are in the Pro palette. So maybe that's just my palette, or I don't know. But that's just what I think. But again, great palette. I love all of these palettes so much, if that isn't obvious. And then we have the Lorac Mega Pro palette that I got about 2 years ago. I don't reach towards this very often just because it's a little overwhelming to have like 32 colors in front of you at one time. You just don't know what you really want to do, but it is just gorgeous nevertheless. Yeah, I have no complaints about this palette. I have no complaints about Lorac eyeshadows. In general, they are buttery, they are creamy, they are pigmented, everything you want in an eyeshadow, that's what they are. They do have a little bit of like kick up and a little bit of fallout. Like when you put your brush into it, there will be like kick up, if that makes sense. Like powder will go flying a little bit, but it's that like little minor con to it is totally worth all the pros you get to this shadow. And of course I have the original Lorac Pro palette. Love this palette. I've had it. I think this is actually one of the first palettes I ever got. I love this so much. I reach towards it all the time. I take it on a lot of trips with me. Yeah, it's just gorgeous. Again, these shadows are amazing. These shadows and like Urban Decay shadows are probably tied for like my top 2 eyeshadow formulas that I've ever tried. I just love them so much. I actually just remembered that I have another Lorac palette. I have the Lorac Pro to go. So if it isn't so blatantly obvious, I love Lorac products. Yeah, this is a great palette. This is probably one of my favorites. This chai color is beyond me. I know it's just 6 shadows, but you can do a lot with these. It's really just amazing because they're so pigmented. And then you get a bronzer and 2 blushes on the other side. So again, just a great palette. All of these palettes are so great. I have nothing bad to say about them. And then we get on to like my favorite palette of all time. This is the Lorac Pro 2. So this is basically the main reason why I'm so excited about the Pro 3, because I just have fallen head over heels in love with this palette. You just get great pops of color over here and just beautiful neutrals on the like first half of the palette. So love this palette. Cannot say enough good things about it. Seriously, like my go-to palette. I use it at least once a week. It is just so gorgeous. So anyways, that is why I'm so excited about this palette, because I have loved all those palettes so much. I just have very high hopes for this one, just because it's all neutral shades, and I love neutral eyeshadows. That's really just what I wear all the time. I go to college, so when I'm going to class and I decide to wear eyeshadow, I just go towards neutrals. I'm not going to be wearing like a black, intense, smoky eye to class. Like I just don't, that's not me. I don't like doing that. I like keeping it neutral, very natural. Yeah, that's just what I like. So I could have told you probably before I even had this palette in my hands that I was going to love it, because I love the Lorac eyeshadow formula, and if it was anything like the palettes I already have, it was going to be great. And it is. I swatched it before. I used it on my eyes, and they are what I am used to for Lorac eyeshadows. They are creamy, they are buttery, they are pigmented. They are amazing. So you have 16 shadows in this palette, and it goes for $44. So there are 8 matte shadows up here and 8 shimmer shadows down here, just like the Lorac Pro Original and the Pro 2. I love the layout of it. It makes it very simple, very easy to create looks, especially for beginners. You just have mattes on top, shimmers on the bottom. It's very easy to use. Unfortunately, there is one major miss in this palette, and that is Medallion, which is probably the shade I was most excited about in this palette, because these like bronzy kind of gold colors look gorgeous on my brown eyes. They make them pop and I love them. But for some reason this is flaky. It like literally crumbles when you swatch it. So I don't know if it's like something went wrong in the formula for this, or there is glitter in it, so maybe that's why, but I have no idea. This is not characteristic of Lorac shadows, so it was definitely very weird to have this major miss in the palette, but I don't think that should deter anybody from buying this palette because 15 out of the 16 shadows are amazing. There's no hiding the fact that these are all neutrals, so if you want a palette that you can have fun with and play around with color, this is not your palette, obviously, but I really do think this is perfect for the person who just wants a neutral look for work, for school, and just wants one palette to go to, not have to reach into other palettes, just wants one good neutral palette. This is perfect. Or if you collect makeup like me and you just love eyeshadow and just want to expand your collection, go for it. But if you are the person who is not happy with just a very neutral, bland palette, not that this is bland, but you are really going to get very neutral looks out of this. There's not really anything you can do to make it, I mean, you can always obviously make it fun with like colors like amethyst, and terracotta is so gorgeous. It's like this orangey brown. Oh, I love it. And you can have fun with the darker shades in it, but it is just neutral colors. So if that's not your style, then I don't recommend this palette. But for anybody who's just looking for a great neutral palette, I think this is going to be just your speed. And the packaging is really nice. It is probably going to get pretty dirty because it's this rubberized texture. Just like the other Lorac Pro palettes, they have gotten pretty dirty, but that doesn't bother me too much. I take really good care of my palette, so I try my best to keep them clean, but there's only so much you can do. And it does have a really nice magnetic closure. I feel like if I put this in a makeup bag, it's not just going to open up on its own. It does feel very secure when it's closed. So my final thoughts are that this palette is worth it to me. As an avid fan of the Lorac eyeshadows, this is no surprise to me that I love this palette already. I love the way it applied to on my eyes. I love the way it's swatched. I think it's worth it for $44. Of course, that's a high price point, but at the same time, this is a high-end brand, and the shadows are high-end quality. So it is pretty obvious I recommend this palette 100%. So anyways, let's get into the swatches of these shadows and a mini eye tutorial. Okay, let's get into these swatches. So I'm going to do the first four colors, the four matte colors first, then the last four mattes, shimmers, you get the deal. So let's do Blanc first. That is Blanc on my hand. I'm going to do this a little bit more efficiently, so this does not take 5 hours to do. So this is Canvas, Cool Taupe, and Pink Nude. Okay, so again, this is Blanc, Canvas, Cool Taupe, and Pink Nude. You can't really see Canvas or Pink Nude because they are so similar to my skin tone. So this is the next round of swatches. This is Clay, Terracotta, Dark Brown, and Jet Black. This black is black, so I'm excited to see how this swatches. Okay, so again, Clay, Terracotta, Dark Brown, and Jet Black. Very pigmented. I know it might not seem like it, but yeah, so these are very pigmented. Very excited to get to use these on my eyes. I feel like these swatches are very crappy. I'm sorry. We'll try to get better at it. Okay, now on to the shimmers. I've heard a lot of people complain about Medallion, and I understand why. It is a crumbly color. Just to the touch, this completely crumbled. That's really unfortunate because Medallion looks gorgeous in the pan. So this is, I got all mixed up. Okay, Light Gold, Almond Pearl, Medallion, and Light Pewter. Okay, so this is again Light Gold, Almond Pearl, Medallion, and Light Pewter. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but at like the top of the swatch, it is very crumbly with Medallion. All the other ones, all the other shimmers are so smooth and creamy, but Medallion has a lot of, for some reason, like crumbliness to it. I think it's probably the glitter in it. I don't know why, but the consistency of it is just not up to Lorac's usual awesome shadows. I mean, I really do love these shadows, so I don't know what went on with this one, because it is a gorgeous, like, bronzy color. I would love to use this all over my lid, but maybe if you spray it with Fix Plus, it'll be better, but I don't know. Not not wowing me. Oh my goodness, these are creamy to the touch. I think Rose Bronze is actually the creamiest in the palette. These are insane. Oh my god. Okay, so this is Amethyst. Super excited to work with this color. Rose Bronze, which is gorgeous. Dark Mocha and Truffle. Very excited about these. Wow. These are incredible. These are probably my best batch of swatches because these are just so creamy and intensely pigmented. So again, Amethyst, Rose Bronze, Dark Mocha, and Truffle. Let me make sure that's called Dark Mocha. Yes, this is Dark Mocha. Oh my gosh, absolutely gorgeous. So I've just primed my eyes with the NARS eyeshadow primer, and now we are going to go into the palette. This is the first time I'm using it, so I'm very excited. Not even sure what I really want to do with it, do on my eyes today. So I don't know. Let's just wing this. So I think I'm just going to take the shade Clay on a fluffy crease brush and just swipe that in my crease very lightly. So this is a pretty neutral brown, probably a little, yeah, it's on the warmer side for sure. And just, it creates the perfect amount of definition in my crease. I really, really like it. Yeah, I can tell you this is probably going to be my go-to crease shade in this palette. And you know what? Terracotta looks really, really beautiful. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that and go above Clay just a little bit to add more warmth to it. And I think I'm going to darken it up a little bit. I think I'm just going to pack on Clay a little bit. Just keep with this color because I think it's a really gorgeous brown. So I'm just going to pack that on a little bit with a Sigma E25. Just go right in the outer corner with that shade and bring it a little bit onto the lid. I think I'm going to add a little bit more definition to the look. I think I'm going to go in with Cool Taupe and just apply that to my outer corner just for more definition. Okay, I might go back and darken that up a little bit, but for right now I'm pretty happy with it. For the lid, these all four of these right here are just gorgeous lid colors just to brighten up the eyes. Also, Rose Bronze looks gorgeous to put all over the lid, but I think I'm going to keep it lighter on the lid and a little bit darker in the crease. Let's try, I don't know, light pewter looks gorgeous. Let's try Almond Pearl and just apply that onto the lid. It's actually not as shimmery as I would have thought. Yeah, I don't know, I kind of want like a pop on the lid, so I'm going to go put light pewter over that, I think. Yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of Almond Pearl, pop that on the middle of the lid, just to create some more dimension. And then I'm going to go back with the shade Clay and just apply that into the outer corner again, swipe that into the crease, just blend everything out, make sure we have no harsh lines, and kind of just fuse it with the light pewter shade that we put on the lid. Just make sure there's no harsh lines in the crease or on the lid. For the brow bone, we are going to take a little bit of canvas and a little bit of Blanc and just pop that on the brow bone. And then for the inner corner, I'm going to take light gold. Let's see where that takes us. Yeah, light gold's really pretty in the inner corners. It brings a lot of light there. Okay, so this is the finished eye look. Nothing to really write home about, just very neutral, very nice. I really like it. I'm very excited to play around with this palette. So that was my review, swatches, and tutorial of this Lorac Pro 3 palette. I'm very excited about this palette. I'm very excited to try it out more and create more looks with it. If you guys want me to do like more in-depth tutorial, a more smoky tutorial, I will definitely do that for you guys. Just let me know in the comments. And also, if you want me to review another product, definitely let me know in the comments as well. So if you guys like this review and found it helpful, give it a big thumbs up. Again, comment down below what other videos you want to see from me, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Join the family we got going on here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye guys.